Welcome to the concluding part of this side bag tutorial. So to continue from where we stopped, we need to close up the interior part of the bag. So you can see we still have the interiors open. We need to close this up. So I'm just going to turn back inside out so that we can finish that up. So as you can see, I've closed up, and notice the space I left in between at the center. I'm just going to take off the excess thread. So I have that space in between. It's about 3 to 4 inches. So I'm using needle and thread to close off this part because my machine couldn't get into that part to sew it. So I'm just using needle and thread to close it up. So now we'll take 1 inch from the side and 1.5 inch from the lower part, and we'll shape that into a square on both sides. So cut out the squares on both sides. Remember, we still have the space in between, and now I'm just going to collapse these two sides and sew across as I've done here, and I'm cutting off the excess fabric. So I've done the same for the other side, as you can see here. And so with this space that we have open in the center, we are going to turn it inside out again. So now you can see the reason why we have that opening. So to give more structure to the base, in case you need to carry some heavy stuff in your bag, I'm just going to put in this carton that I've cut to the size of the base. So the carton size is the same with that of the base. So I'm just going to put it in through that hole that we have, through the opening that we have. Yeah, just like that. And you can see the carton is sitting neatly on the base of the bag. Now we're going to close up the opening, and here I'll be using needle and thread. You can just sew it straight down with your sewing machine, but I don't like the sewing to show, so I use needle and thread to sew in the middle. I sew in between, I don't sew on the surface. So I pass my needle and thread through the two sides, like in the center, as you can see me passing it. I pass it in the middle between the two sides. So at the end of the day, you will hardly notice any sewing on that part. So you just basically pass your needle and thread in the center and ensure that you are picking the two sides together as you do that. So here I'm done. As you can see, there is no external thread that you can see. You can hardly notice that there was a sewing, so you almost think that I closed it on the inside like I did the other parts. So with that, our bag is almost there. So you see the bag looks beautiful. Now we're going to work on the strap. So for this kind of bag, I like to have long adjustable strap, and I have measured out this strap, which is 60 inches by 4.5 inches width, and I'm going to use this interfacing to give some weight to it. I'm just going to go ahead to iron on the length of the strap. I'll do that off camera so we can save more time. So I'm measuring this rectangular ring to know the weight of the strap that we need to have at the end of the day. So here I've ironed the interfacing on the fabric, and I'm just going to ensure that I fold this to the width that I've measured, which is 1.75, that is 1.1¾ inch. So I'm going to fold in on both sides and then fold into half to ensure that it is the width I have. I'll fold this across the length of the strap, and I'm just going to use the iron to do that. I've done that here already. So I use the iron to fold in some inches, I think less than ½ inch on both sides, and I folded over on each other. So I'm going to sew on this on the length. I'm going to sew across the length on both sides, on the open side and the unopened side. I'll sew across the length like that. Also sew the other side. So I'm just going to sew not so far away from the edge, as you can see here that I've done. I use the white thread so you can see what my sewing looks like. It's not far from the edge and it's not too close, so that I don't miss out any part. So now I'm going to pass it through the adjuster. So I'll pass it in like that, and also pass it through the swivel hook. So pass it in on the side and then pass it through the adjuster again, such that it goes in and it comes out on the other side. So now that I've passed it out, this side that I've passed out, I would adjust it, reduce the length a bit, fold it over on this side that I've passed in, and then sew it on the same side, as you can see here. So I'll sew it on both sides down like that, sew it at the hem, and I'm going to show you. So for the other side of the strap, I'm going to take my swivel snap or hook and pass the strap through it. Now we're not going to take this to the adjuster, we're just going to fold it over and sew across. So you've seen the way I folded like this. I'll sew on that line and sew close to the swivel snap to hold down. And so here I have sewn it across, and you can see I did the sewing on 2 levels, just like that, and the adjuster is in place. For the other side also, I have sewn on 2 levels, and so I'm just going to fix this to the ring, and with that our bag is ready. So the strap is adjustable. You can increase the length or reduce it as you like. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.